Sorry, son.
What is up, YouTube?
We're back.
We're back. If we just so you know, if we
Part
do go
4
down,
of the saga.
if we do go down, sorry, I'm trying. So yes, what is up, everybody? Let me get us. Okay, we're recording as well. Now I'll get us live and queued up for the show. We wanted to jump back on.
Recording?
We're not like audio.
Oh,
recording.
okay.
We're
Cool,
just on
cool,
YouTube
cool,
right
cool,
now. I got to get the track queued up, which that'll just take a second.
There we go. Yeah, what a fight. What a fight. What a
I don't know.
what
if
an ending.
I don't know if I'd call it a fight.
I mean, yeah, it's not
But
like...
we'll get there. We'll get there. We're not going to talk too much about it.
Okay, I'll just sit here.
No, just keep doing something. I don't know. Just
Okay.
something. Be entertaining. It's what you're good at.
Look at Blaney.
Gosh, you sound like you're
Look at Blaney. Where's Brad? Is Brad okay?
All right, I'm ready to start the actual show. If you guys are, do you
Brad's fine. He finished like 20th. Nobody's mad at him.
What a guy.
have my man?
What a comeback.
All
Don't
right.
call it a comeback.
Bro,
guys-
Stenhouse's comments. I know Bush is frustrated because he doesn't run as good as he used to.
What a guy.
He doesn't run near as good as he used to.
All right, you ready?
I guess. Jeez.
Is anyone ever ready?
No, that's true. Two tires and one dominant driver, Joey Logano, wins $1 million. And Kyle Busch and Ricky Stenhouse have a scuffle on and off the track. We are here for the speed. I'm DJ. I'm glad to be with you guys, and I'm joined by...
Jake, let's go back to Texas, Matt.
Yo, what's up? It's a proud Brad Keselowski fan for last week, not this week. All right.
I don't
Poor
know.
Bob.
Yeah.
Bob was in the middle of
Hey,
that
if
tussle.
this isn't NASCAR chasm,
All right, let's just start with the obvious. Tussle on pit road.
Yeah, we got to go straight to that,
Let's go.
basically.
Let's go to it. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. had to sit there for 2 hours?
At least.
2 hours
200
brooding
laps.
in his short swim trunks. I bet
bro,
that's the one.
what was that?
It must have been the only thing he had dry.
That was like
Everything
some,
else is probably soaked.
No, he's probably ready to go swimming again on pit road.
He's probably ready. He's all about that.
Oh my God!
He wanted to-
Dale Jr. had the best tweet so far right now. He said, "Cement up all the tunnels at racetracks."
Make him
Make him wait.
Close them off.
That's hilarious.
Block
No,
off all exits.
So can we just kind of talk about for a second? Because obviously this is like just happening. Like the races, they're still doing interviews. I
Interviews
think.
aren't even over.
Yeah. So we got going as early as we could because we just wanted to laugh about this a little bit. But like Ricky saying like, yeah, I know, like he doesn't run nearly as good as he used to. So I'm sure he's frustrated and all that stuff. Like, just hilarious.
All right, so let's start it. Let's start it from the beginning. Lap 1. Kyle
One.
Busch puts himself in the wall. You can see it on TV. I mean, did he get squeezed? Yes. Put himself in the wall. Right? The 47 came down, took the middle lane. It was open. As he said, middle lane was open. I took it. I ran for it. Kyle Busch hit the wall. Kyle Busch comes back and retaliates and says, I'm going to wreck you, put you in the wall, ruin your whole, 200
Junk
laps?
his race car.
It's junk.
Junked it.
I just watched this angle. Ricky Stenhouse just gave Kyle Busch the greatest sucker punch. Like, it is such a sucker punch.
I don't think it's a sucker punch.
Bro, watch from this angle. They're just chatting it
They're
up.
squared
Look,
up.
No, they're just talking. Bam! Out of nowhere. It's a sucker punch,
How
bro.
else do you start a fight?
Nah, bro. That is
What do you need to
okay.
bump hands like you're in a boxing
Look,
ring?
look, here's the deal.
What is your definition
I know
of
you had
starting a fight?
I know you had a soft upbringing, but you've never been in a fight, right?
That's true. That's true.
That for people who've been in a fight, that's called a sucker punch.
You think that's a sucker punch?
If
I'm
we're just
standing
sitting here
there,
talking and I just punch you in the face, that's a sucker punch.
but if I wrecked you, knowing you're there with vengeful intentions, why would I not expect
yeah, but
you to
he's in
throw
Hawaiian
fights?
shorts or whatever.
I don't care what he's wearing. If I just wrecked you, if I slashed your tires,
When you
right?
watch
and then
the
you
video-
show up to me, he's like, "Why'd you slash my
Oh,
tires?"
look, I actually hit it pause right on the
If
bob
I,
frame.
slashed your
Look, I actually hit
tires-
it paused on the bob frame.
Poor Bob. Poor Bob. And you
Bro,
come up to me
it's
and you're like,
risky
"Hey,
to be
why?"
a journalist these days.
Who would have thought?
Bob's
There's
seen it
3
all.
journalists on the ground over there, just trying to be
well-
close.
Well, let's be honest. That's the story everyone was going to be wanting to find out about. So I'm not surprised.
I don't know, man.
So if I slash your tires and you come up to me and
I
you're
don't
like,
li-
"Why'd you slash my tires?" I'm not sitting there like, this man's not going to punch me. There's no way this man's going to punch me.
I give
Nothing's
you some.
going to
I give
happen
you some
here.
of that there.
He's
I'll
just
give you
going to
some of
look
that.
at me and say, don't do that again and walk away. I mean, I understand the culture of NASCAR has changed over the years. Kyle Busch should have been expecting a fight.
Yeah.
At least one swing. Just karate chop it out.
I
and
told you they should have parked
give him-
Kyle Busch from the beginning.
It's because if
Kyle Busch fenced himself.
Yeah, he did.
Ricky did get into him, but Kyle Busch fenced himself first and then dumped Ricky.
I don't think it was worthy of parking him.
It was close, dude.
It was close. I don't think it was worthy. I've seen worse. I've seen worse on
I
the
have
racetrack.
seen worse. I have
because
seen worse.
you could argue he was just trying to move him up.
The Chase Elliott Denny Hamlin was worse
Much worse.
Yeah.
last year, right?
I don't
Yeah.
think it was last year.
I think it was last year. It was last year.
I mean,
Coke 600 last year.
the whole Bubba Wallace Larson thing. Granted,
Same
the race
thing,
still
same
they
thing.
both ended, but he got parked for a week. I mean, but I don't see how you can park Kyle Busch for a week if it's a non-points paying race.
It's an exhibition. There's
It
gotta
doesn't
be-
affect anything with Stenhouse's year. It's just, hey, you don't get $1 million.
Unfortunately, they wrecked the car.
The only
I
benefit
mean, he
that-
should get a slap on the wrist, maybe monetary. All
No,
right,
no, no. I
$100,000
think
fine, whatever.
The benefit of the doubt is Kyle Busch didn't right hook him.
No, it was a clean wreck.
There should be no penalty to Stenhouse. Stenhouse got wrecked under BS conditions.
Correct.
There
Yeah.
was not. Stenhouse should be every bit mad.
Correct.
Kyle Busch wrecked himself again, like he's done a bunch of times this year,
Correct.
Sorry, Lewis.
and threw a freaking fit,
Correct.
like he has.
This is
Like
all
it's just
correct.
what he does.
You
I can't
spitting
argue.
facts.
I can't argue. The worst is when
I
It's-
just,
it's
you
not-
should
it's not-
expect being punched.
It's
So-
not. It's not KFB anymore. I was texting in the group. It's KCB.
KFC.
Kyle choking
Choking
Busch
Busch.
again. He choked again.
I mean, it could be KFC.
It's not
just-
Martinsville.
Kyle
you can't have
Kyle-
an excuse on
Kyle
the hot
effing
dog.
choked. So it could be KFC.
Poor Bob.
KFC Kyle.
They just keep re-showing this tussle, and poor Bob.
Yeah,
Bob.
yeah. Bob Pockers got stuck in the middle.
I
of
wonder
the
what
toss.
his fast thoughts are going to be.
Hey, it's Bob Pockers.
Oh man.
Oh
I don't
man.
know. I think the whole thing is like super.
At the end of the day,
I do love
it's
Dale Jr.'s
just short
comment.
track racing.
Yeah,
This is short track racing.
It's-
100%.
It's just short track racing.
and look who won. Joey Logano. It's Church Track Racing.
Oh my god. Why would you tie that all together? Too painful.
Oh, you
I'm
did?
connecting all the dots.
Jake, I
Um,
need you to catch up here, man. Come on. Come on.
No, I'm still pissed about this race.
All right. So,
So yeah, it was fun. I don't know. I
what
thought
was fun?
the race. If you take away the simple fact of Logano being in the lead basically the whole race, thought overall the race itself was pretty good. But
Really?
yeah,
Really?
yeah, there was a
Man,
I mean,
I'm going to be honest.
All right, so I'm
really
hold
on
on,
the
wait.
fence.
Let me blow this up for you guys real quick.
You're going to blow it
the
up.
best driver in the world.
When the
went from front to
fast
back.
guys who had pit road penalties, this is something I didn't share while we were watching the race. When the fast guys who had pit road penalties made it to the front, how much passing did we have second half of that race?
1 million
0.
without the million.
Denny Hamlin, unquestionably the fastest guy in practice. Got the second, could not pass.
No clean air?
You couldn't pass.
No, you couldn't.
Kyle Larson on the fresh 50 lap fresher option tires
He passed.
made 3 spots, couldn't go anywhere. Done.
No, more than that.
No, restarted 6th, got to 3rd, done.
You restarted
Nah, bro.
ninth.
I mean, I don't remember where he restarted.
Ah, man. I want North Wilkesboro to be around, but I ain't about it right now.
You think it's just the fact that though it's new asphalt? Maybe that.
Nah.
Give it a little time.
I think there's a
All
few
right, what
things.
about last year?
I think there's a few things.
I mean, last year was
wore
totally
out,
different.
Super wore out asphalt. Kyle Larson dominated.
Soft tire, old asphalt.
I just don't. The problem is,
I
with
get
the-
what you're saying.
With the
I get what you're saying.
progressive
We're
banking,
2 years in a row. The leader, the dominant car, has not lost position.
No,
that
you
cannot happen in a race nowadays. I'm sorry.
No.
It's boring.
That might be how it was in the old days where, oh, you're dominant, you're up front, you should deserve to win the race. I'm sorry. You're just not going to captivate fans. You don't have that fan audience anymore. You don't have that legend. Like Logano's, he's a popular guy. A lot of people like Logano, but there's a lot of people who don't like Logano.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a lot of people who are going to vote, this is not a good track. And with the rate of these tracks getting spots and not getting spots and renewing and not renewing, it's all based off of social media. So you have to be careful with
Here-
how you run your races
Here's
Yeah.
my question.
at the end of the day.
Just a blanket statement. Let's say Kansas and Darlington. Which race do you like better? Those races or this race?
Oh, I mean, Darlington Brad won. Come on, bro.
But I'm just saying the racing.
Even Kansas was better.
Kansas was,
Okay.
I would say, the best out of the three. Darlington
Yeah, that's what I'm
is
saying.
special,
But like North
the same
Wilkesboro,
thing in
to
Darlington.
me-
I'm sorry, same thing with Darlington. You had Tyler Reddick and Brad Keselowski on the front almost a majority of the race. It truly was.
Busher
Larson was up there a little bit. I think stage 1, he had an accident. I get that, wrecked out, whatever. Things happen. That's going to happen in a race.
Yeah, but I think about
But
like the side by
you had your
side
top
racing,
5.
the side by side racing we saw for the lead. The
Okay.
last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I mean, I get it.
I saw.
It's a mile and a half. It's a mile and a half car.
I don't remember who it was. Somebody made a comment that some of the best racing we saw tonight was Bubba holding off Logano, and it literally it was the race to stay on the lead
And
lap.
why? Because Logano could not pass the slowest guy on the track.
Or the lead
Beside-
lap, or the
Exactly.
last one on the lead lap.
It's
yeah.
Arrow.
One of the slowest
One of
because
them.
he raced his way into the open. He
Jacob.
was not fast from the beginning. Bro, you're speaking. You're preaching to the choir here.
Bro, I'm seeing 4-dimensional
So,
Like
chess
it's
here.
just like it's like
We're
what
on YouTube,
kills
right?
me.
What?
We're on YouTube, right?
Yeah, I hope so.
All right. Hold on.
Give us horsepower, bro.
Give us horsepower.
You figured out the tire. The tire
So,
works.
what did we? Because
I
after
think so.
after watching that, the last little run, are we
But
sure this?
I give the tire.
It's better.
I give the tire
Better.
a little bit of grace because it's brand new asphalt.
That's what I meant. Like, is it the new? Once this track wears a little bit, it gets a little more.
Yeah, it
character,
might be okay.
it
We
might be
go
all right.
to Loudon, we go to Phoenix. This tire might be
I bet this tire
phenomenal.
on Texas would be amazing.
Probably too soft.
You think so?
It
Yeah.
might be. Yeah.
Nah, man.
No, the loads
Let
are
'em
too
run
high.
it.
A mile and a half loads are too high.
Let them run it.
This just goes back to the whole Bristol thing where the tires fell off super fast. If the teams knew and they could build a setup into the car to make it last, it lasts.
Mhm.
Where they're saying that tires were blistering 20 laps into practice on Friday and they're running 100 laps today.
Yeah, they figured it out.
This is a whole conversation on our previous podcast earlier today.
One of the.
I
three.
told you we don't need 2 tires because the teams are going to find the best thing. At the end of the race,
Yeah.
everybody was on red tires, and the only guys on prime tires that ran 100 laps on primes didn't go anywhere.
Yeah,
Nah,
no,
They
I
went
get.
nowhere.
I see what you're saying, and I
You know what I mean?
I changed my perspective a lot on it.
When you're fighting for millimeters
I
and,
think
and
this
fractions of an
soft-
inch, you're just not
soft
getting like-
tire should be the primary tire,
oh, I agree.
and make
100%.
another one
Yeah.
that's more drastic.
More.
That way, if
drastic.
there's a green white checker, we'll all come down and get the green tires.
the green.
Why not?
The green tires are the Bristol tire.
Why
All right,
not?
the leftovers.
What's left? Yeah, not even new tires. Just
You
the
saw what
leftovers.
Larson did. What Larson did was amazing,
For 3 laps.
Hold on. Yes, I
For
want.
3 laps.
but that's Arrow.
Okay.
Give him a softer tire.
I mean, I
Or
agree.
more
I
power.
agree with
I don't
that.
know. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not an engineer. I don't know. I just we're so close. We're getting there. We're touching it. You're right
This
at that
is-
moment.
this
What
is
is the
definitely better.
next thing?
I have so many things to talk about.
What's the next
Well,
step?
go for it.
Okay. We talked about the repave. We kind of liked how they left a lot of the character in the track.
Yeah.
The track was
proprietary.
pretty, yeah, the new technology.
Proprietary
where they just
technology.
repaved
It was half-assed.
They just
Come on, let's
repaved
talk
the old
about it.
stuff. So trash.
They threw the thinnest layer of
Bro.
asphalt on there.
That was the biggest, like, reach around. Like, bro, it was like,
Marketing, bro.
bro,
Yep.
like, that was the biggest handout to freaking SMI I've ever seen. They literally, everybody knows, Denny Hamlin called them out. Everybody saw the photos. They
There
literally
was
They
patches.
just ground up the first layer and laid a new one on top. Didn't fix any bumps, didn't level anything. And that's all fine because if they did do that, North Wilkesboro would have no character and it'd be one group. That's fine.
Right.
But then the problem is turns 1 and 2 was 100% a 2-groove racetrack. 100%. But you go turns 3 and 4, because of that bad bump, you could get on somebody, get on their door in turns 1 and 2, and then you go side by side into 3 and 4. If you're on the bottom, you hit the bump and you lose all your ground. And you have to do another lap and restart. So nobody could pass
Right.
because of the awful bump on the bottom
That
of
bump
4.
was viciously bad.
And so my problem is, how did you, like Logano said, how did you run 800 laps in testing and it wasn't like, you know what? We should probably address this bump. Not the whole track, but this area right here that's real bad. needs to be addressed. And they may say, hey, we recognize and da-da-da, that's all fine. We already know. We'll go into the rumors and stuff later,
Is it
but we already know
possible-
North Wilkesboro is coming back next year.
Is it possible that the bump could have gotten worse?
Yes.
I mean, I'm possible.
I don't think that bump was that bad.
I don't know, bro. They had like new
before the rainstorm.
They had new technology, Matt.
Ooh.
I
Hold
think the
on.
rainstorm really
Nah.
screwed. No, I do. Kevin Harvick said that bump was not there when he tested it. He straight up's like, I took laps around. I did not feel that bump.
I missed him saying that. That'd be pretty wild.
He said
That
it in the
would be-
pre-race.
Hey, listen,
It
there was a
there.
sinkhole in that track not that long ago.
He said it
You
was
mean when
there.
they found the moon siren?
It was there, but it was not as
Prominent.
aggressive. I think maybe that rainstorm really
when you have
screwed up some of
2
it.
feet of rain
When you have new technology of paving,
and 2 feet of rain. Maybe.
I'm not gonna say it
Proprietary.
like Matt, where it's half baked. But
What are you talking about? It's half-assed. They half-assed it.
I'm not gonna say it like that. But
Oh,
I mean,
okay,
like,
come on. You know,
I
Over
don't.
here
I
as a
don't
martyr.
disagree with you.
It's true.
No, I agree with you. I'm just not.
But
I'm not
I
gonna word
also
it the
agree
same
with you
way.
on the other side where you say if they did tear it down all the way to the ground, it would be a single-lane racetrack.
Yeah, it would suck.
I don't think the race was as bad as you put it out to be. Like, don't get me wrong. I think there was a lot of things that could change. Joey Logano running 199 laps out of 200 sucked.
In the lead.
It sucked. But there was also a lot of fun stuff to watch during the race. It was just clean air had such an advantage.
I don't think it was clean air.
I think it was 100%.
No, I just think
clean
you
air.
couldn't pass. Denny Hamlin was
Due to
clearly
clean air.
faster. But it was all about a bump in the bottom not being
So if Joey
very viable.
Logano, or I'm sorry, if Denny Hamlin was in the lead, would the clean air still affect him in the lead?
I'm going to say it like this. We left North Wilkesboro for a reason.
It's a very political statement because you didn't want to answer it.
No, like I don't think dirty air had that much to do with it.
I do.
I just don't think the bottom, because of how rough the surface was, it was.
I would say it was
will
dirty
give
air
them-
slash
I will give them
aero.
the benefit of the doubt that there is a very.
Too much arrow on
It is
short
probably
tracks.
a very fine line of making the bottom good enough and too good. You know what I mean? You don't want to be too good to where it's
Joey
the dominant
Logano never
way
ran
around.
the bottom line.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But the bottom was on the threshold of not good enough to
So,
make
like,
passes.
what would PJ1 fix it?
How did Blaney pass? On the
I
outside.
I wasn't watching Blaney. Was he on the outside?
No, it's when he would make a pass. When anybody would
Pretty
make
much
a significant
everybody
pass
passed
on
on
the
the
top
outside.
5, it was a pass on the outside.
So
The
that
only
means you
time
don't
you-
have traction on the bottom, right?
yes.
So you need PJ1. So add PJ1 on the bottom, call good.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, am I missing something? If you need to pass on the bottom and you need traction, add PJ1
So we're
and
gonna
call it good.
try PJ1 next year and hope it sticks, and we'll probably be 0 for 3 again.
Probably, but it's different.
Let's just go somewhere else. Let's just go back to Charlotte, where the All-Star race was at least decent.
You can't run Charlotte 2 weeks in a
Mile
row.
and a halves are incredible right now. I will gladly accept Charlotte 2 weeks in a row.
I mean, I feel you. I'm not arguing that. I just don't
did
think
you like
they're going to do.
qualifying at North Wilkesboro?
Yeah, I loved it. It was rainy. Are you talking about pit road shot? I don't
Yeah.
consider that qualifying.
That's
was
qualifying.
was that qualifying?
Qualifying
That was a
for the
joke.
All-Star. Exactly.
That was a joke.
All-Star qualifying back in the day, where you would go down pit road with no pit road speed limit. Like that was like, oh, let's just see how big your balls are. Like it was the same as watching Kyle Larson all week. Let's see if you're willing. Let's see if your balls are big enough to go 240 in a turn 1. It's like that same kind of like
I get it.
these guys
me
are
wrong, I
doing
get it.
things that almost everybody in the country can't even possibly imagine themselves doing. That was the thing that made it like, yeah, okay, that guy is a freaking man, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this ain't it, bro.
No,
this
I get
is
it.
not it.
I get it. I think it would have benefited if they didn't have pit road speed.
How great has the Coke 600 been every last couple of years?
Oh, I'm
Awesome.
about it. I'm so ready for next
So-
week.
So
I'm so ready to sit at like a
should
bar
Should the All-Star
and
race
watch
go
it.
back to the Charlotte?
I don't think they can do 2 weeks in a row.
Why not?
Marketing.
You know,
fan
actually,
base,
hold on,
ticket
hold
sales.
on,
I
hold
don't
on,
think
hold
they
on.
could do
It's
it.
an hour and a
Hold on.
half.
No. Hold on. I just
It's
thought
an
of
hour and a half from Charlotte.
you
It's a
do-
different market.
Yeah, but no. Hold on. Are we talking about
Why? Jennifer goes to Charlotte and North Wilkesboro.
But
It's the
there's people
same.
who won't.
Oh my!
We
God.
go to Daytona, but we don't go to Miami.
We went to all 3 last year.
No, we.
And you went to it, and Atlanta.
That was
and
the
Atlanta.
first race we've ever done it.
Matt, okay, let's
I've been
say
around for 10 years.
Within 6 hours, did we go to Talladega last year?
Yeah.
Did we go to Atlanta last year?
Yes.
Did we go to Daytona last year?
Yes.
Did we go to Miami?
Yes.
Okay. Moving on.
We went to my.
Thank
but
God. Hey, thank God we don't live in North Carolina where we're within
Did we
so
see
many
the cup
tracks.
race at Miami? No.
We watched practice.
No, we didn't. We went down there.
We were working.
We were working. We went down there to help. We didn't go and sit and watch the cup race. We were at home watching it.
Fair enough. You make a good point.
Right? But in the 10 years I've been around, in probably the 7 years I've watched NASCAR, we've never gone to Miami.
All right.
That is the reason they have lost the championship. I'm telling you, we're part of it. We're part of the
I'm
reason.
not gonna lie. I kind of want to go to Miami this year. You guys want to go?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
man,
kind of
why
want to
not?
work it though. I'm not gonna lie. You wanna work?
well, no.
You don't want to
They're not gonna let me in.
Bro, it's kind of fun.
I don't know. Maybe they would. I don't know.
You haven't seen the air.
Um,
Sorry, going off on a
I-
tangent here. But what I'm saying is, I believe NASCAR is trying to go to as many different tracks as possible.
I'm fine with that.
So I don't think they can do one after another. If they do the All-Star race at Charlotte, a race, and then the Coke 600, I'm down. I think they'll do it. I just don't see them
so
doing
here's-
one after another.
Here's my thinking.
They're
on
not going to
the-
make another Speed Weeks. They're
Basi-
just not going to do it.
But see, here's my thinking: if they do 2 races in Charlotte back to back, the All-Star break, as you know they call it, or whatever, by doing it there in Charlotte, it's going to be a little bit closer of a break than it would be going to
North
North
Wilkesboro is like an hour away.
All-Star race
you
would
still-
be
It's
on a
the
Friday.
Same crap, DJ.
All-Star race would be on a Friday.
Most of the
Xfinity and
shops are
trucks-
30 minutes from Charlotte or hour from North Wilkesboro.
Yeah,
No.
I guess
It's
that
the
does-
same
not
thing,
DGM.
bro. What facts?
Okay, no.
Well, okay, it's
This is how it would
it's
play
11
out.
and a half versus 12 hours.
This is how it would play out since it's not a points race. It would be Friday would be the All-Star race. It would be some thrown together race. Saturday would be truck and Xfinity, doubleheader. Sunday would be the Coke 600. They do it
No,
all in
bro,
one weekend.
no.
I'm telling you, that's how they
No.
would do it.
It needs to go back to how it used
They
to be,
won't-
where
they
you
won't do
ran
it.
where you
You're
ran
living in the
Charlotte
past.
before. And if you're a winner from the last year, you got a nice little test session before the Coke 600 because you're a winner from last year. You deserve to be in the top 20 that gets a little private test session.
Listen,
I'm fine. It's no different than the Clash.
it
if
is
you
all
want a
about
poll,
money.
If you want a poll, you got the chance to get a little test session of a race before the 500. Like you rewarded the people that like
about money.
were successful the year before.
They're not going to have crews out there, camera crews, rented space, ticket sales, parking venues, food vendors, cleaning crews for 2 weeks in a row at one place. They won't do it.
Well,
They've
they're
proved
missing
it.
out. They're
They've
missing out,
proved it
bro.
at Daytona. They won't do it. They
Well,
will do it
that's
in one
trash.
weekend. They'll do like what they did with Pocono, where it's a Saturday, Sunday. They'll do a Friday, Saturday.
Don't even get me started
Sunday.
on them taking the Clash away from Daytona.
Don't get me started with -2 Poconos. That's bull.
I do miss a Pocono.
The triangle is glory.
I honestly, why don't we just have a week off and do 2 Poconos in one
We
weekend?
need it, bro.
That was awesome,
We
bro.
need it. Stuart Haas needs to come back. No, you know what? Because Denny Hamlin would get
No.
too many wins.
Did Bowman win there? Is that what happened?
He did. Denny
Lost the
Hamlin's won there
Pocono day?
7 times. I think Bowman won there once.
Is
and
that
they
why
took
you?
away his
Is that
day.
why you root? Is that why you root against him,
Who?
Bowman?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
100%
he
so
why.
ruined the
States.
triangle. Anywho, sorry, long tangent there,
Yeah.
but
No, I mean,
I just
I don't know.
I see it as it's a marketing money. That's what I see.
I
it
do
as.
gotta say this, just a preference. Y'all know I'm an old school fan,
Oh, we know.
and I was the most excited about North Wilkesboro coming back. Super
You
hype.
still call it the new gen,
What?
next gen.
next gen.
Yeah,
New
it's
gen.
still the next gen.
No, it's the current car. It's for 3
Trash.
years.
It's the trash.
It's Gen
is what it
7.
is. It's trash.
Yeah.
Except for a mile and a half. But like, it pains me to say it, but it's just not good. The truck race was not good.
I didn't watch it. I can't say on the truck race.
Yeah, I watched
was
a little bit of
alright.
it.
I got a
before.
point. I'll take it.
You ever watch Iowa truck race?
No, honestly, and they're going to Iowa. I think this year for the
That
Cup.
actually might be great.
Oh,
If they have a
I'm
good
not
tire,
excited. Is
that
Kenny
act-
Wallace going to
Nope.
be broadcasting it?
Iowa,
Like Gateway?
Iowa, don't sleep on Iowa. I'm telling you. Iowa is like what Richmond should be. Old wore out surface.
I'll give it its due respect.
Iowa has the potential to be great or the potential to be just like
Hey man,
Richmond.
no new friends. That's my mentality.
No new friends.
No
new
new friends.
friends.
Yeah, that worked real well for our fantasy league.
No
Just
new
keep adding more people.
Can I go off subject here?
Those are not new
What do
friends.
you think we've been doing for 23
We've been
minutes?
talking about the race and the track and the car. Bro, I watched a Gen 6 super speedway race with a big spoiler. Dude, that race was incredible. Yeah, I miss
I have
it.
a really, really cold topic, and I think super speedways are dead. I don't see them fixing.
No, they need more horsepower and a bigger spoiler.
I do not see it being any better than
No.
what we've seen. It's only going to get worse.
They're going to let them
And
run.
I can see Talladega losing a date.
Nah, no way.
Listen, it's a cold take. I already know it up front.
I think Atlanta would lose a date before Talladega would.
I believe with the whole idea of what
we're
we've
really getting
seen,
off the rails now.
where they're jumping, they're doing 178. You can't advertise. You can't
But it
market.
passes the eyeball test to the casual fan. They're
I-
3 wide for 180 laps.
We'll see tickets.
The big one at
the end of the day,
Talladega.
Talladega tickets were great. Camping was packed. All camping around the track
Give it a few years.
packed.
It's only gonna get worse.
I don't disagree with you.
It's only gonna get worse, man. I don't know how they
There's
fix it either.
also
The
we al-
best part of super speedways right now is just listening to other teams trying to upset other teams'
100%.
strategy. That's
Yeah,
the best
it's all a
part.
strategy game. The best
The
thing
last-
you
the
can do to a
last-
super speedway race is make it 50 laps.
The last 20
Sorry.
laps of that Talladega race suck balls, bro.
Yeah,
It was
And
terrible.
I'm gonna be honest. Y'all know us. You know, we love Daytona. We go every year. We're gonna go every year. It is what it is.
Oh, by the way, 98 days to the Coke 400.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. That's gonna be so much fun. But the proof's in the pudding. We've seen it so far. What, 3 races in a row?
Yeah, no, we're
It's not.
since they figured
It's
out the
not
whole
looking good.
fuel saving thing.
And
we're
you
like
can't
4
tell
for
them
4.
not to. You can't tell them not to. There's no way to tell them not to.
Well, the rule is you have to race to 100% of your ability.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
But then they're saying like this is how we give 100%.
This is
trying
how I
to
feel
win the
safe.
race.
100%.
This is how we're trying to win the race.
There's
Yeah, I don't know.
no winning it. I'm sorry. I don't know what they're gonna do. NASCAR is gonna be in a real pickle because their best races that will be on TV are gonna be their worst.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, we can't really talk much about the truck race. Obviously, that was wild.
We were busy. Me and DJ
Yeah.
were busy. I don't know, Jake. Did you watch any of it?
Hold on.
I had Nick
Time out.
Sanchez.
You see this post? Jeff Gluck, not trying to call you out, but you see Ricky Stenhouse is going to probably feel that one tomorrow. That's not Ricky Stenhouse. That's security. Kyle Busch, left hook, security.
Jeff Gluck. I don't know what he's looking at.
That's not Ricky Stenhouse.
No, it's not.
That ain't no Hawaiian pants.
That's
Well, okay, maybe he means that by because
Fine.
security got involved. Maybe Ricky Stenhouse will feel it. I don't know.
I don't know.
Not to flip back to that, but
yeah.
So
that's-
truck race. Did you watch any of it?
yes.
Any of it? Today.
80% of today. All of yesterday, 80% of today.
What did you see? Comers, goers,
I know,
anyone
a lot
dominating?
of what we saw
because
today, bro.
well, when the race was called, Corey Heim was in the lead, or not Corey Heim. I'm sorry, Eckes.
yeah, Eckes.
Eckes was in the lead. I think Corey Heim was like 4th.
I will tell you like this.
Was Corey Heim just
it
that
was
much better?
It was so lackluster. Indy 500 qualifying was more interesting, and I couldn't even tell you who won the race.
That's sad. That's really sad for. a
Yeah.
truck
I'm just
race.
telling you, that's 100% legit.
No major wrecks. Nothing happened.
A couple spin outs.
Yeah,
Like-
that's normal.
Yeah,
That's
like
truck
nothing
series.
nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like, oh my gosh. Like I was following Indy qualifying and the truck race, and I was like, all right, I can only listen and be tuned into one
That's sad.
while keeping an eye on the other. And the Indy 500 qualifying was much more exciting. So I was
100%.
definitely tuned into that.
Yeah.
So who won? I don't even know.
Corey Heim won. Shocker. I mean, it's Heim time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you know.
Time
he's
for the
really
Heim.
good. I told you, yes, 2 days ago I wanted to pick Heim.
Yeah,
But
you
we already
picked
used him in our
I got
fantasy,
no,
so-
I got one. I can still pick him. I'm just
Oh,
waiting,
okay, yeah.
waiting for a solid week, like an Iowa or Gateway or something, where he's up front.
Like
and
a
I'm
North Wilkesboro.
No, he started. I want to say he started like 8th.
Oh,
I'm
that's
like,
right.
no,
I
ain't
remember because
picking
you're
him.
like, oh, hey, I'm so glad you put notes in the podcast sheet because you saw Corey Heim wins. But it was
Yeah.
from last week.
It was. I was like, hey, thanks for filling out the truck. Say, he's like, I didn't do that. I was like, oh, it says Corey Heim won. He's like, oh, that must have been 2-3 weeks ago. I was like, okay.
Well, I guess nothing changes.
Yeah. I mean, Corey Heim, obviously, he's on a hot seat. He's on,
Yeah.
or not hot seat. He's got a hot foot. He's running it. He's showing what that 11 truck can do.
Maybe
I
replace
hope-
Truex.
I hope it can move forward. I'm gonna be honest. Truex has kind of been a snoozer this year. A few top 10 finishes, but he's not out. I mean, you saw him walk down the grid today. Didn't stop.
Dude, he was so out of it.
Out of it, gone. He's ready to retire, man. He's done. I don't see him.
He
coming
looks
back.
done, right?
He's
Yeah.
done, man. It's just it is what it is. He's not at competition meetings.
Would you say
He's got his
today,
Camry
if
for
he
life.
doesn't win this year, he's not gonna?
I don't think so. I don't think he'll
I was like,
resign.
man, he hasn't.
How much
won.
money does this man need?
I was just thinking, like, he hasn't won in a minute.
He won.
I mean,
the
it was
Clash.
last year. That was about it.
Didn't he win the Clash?
No, Hamlin.
Oh, no, he
Hamlin,
won.
or
He
who are we
won
talking about?
last year's Clash.
Martinsville. No, he won Dover. He won 3 races last year. He
Yeah,
won a
I was
lot.
Yeah, but it's been a minute since he won.
Last year,
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, he hasn't
But it
won
was the
this
same
year.
thing. Slow start and then got hot.
Got hot, and then I think his first win last year was Dover. Or
Interesting.
it was one of those, like Dover, Kansas.
No,
it was
because
one of those.
didn't he get wrecked out early? Didn't he get wrecked out first Dover by Chastain?
That one of the
It was one of
Dovers-
these races.
Yeah, I think he
One of-
won second Dover. I
Maybe
think
it was second Dover.
Yeah,
because he definitely got wrecked by Chastain at one.
Yeah, I
of
think
them.
he had 2 or 3 wins last year, which that's why when he came back, he was like, "Oh, I'm signed
Wait,
again."
Let
It
me
makes
correct
sense.
that. Truex wrecked. Chastain had nothing to do with it.
Chastain's.
He's a
insane.
king, bro. You saw it today. He knows.
He's the Bush King, man.
He's a king, bro.
Bush King.
Cheers.
Look at the high standards his team holds him on.
He's head and shoulders above the rest. Oh,
Love it.
all right. So, anything
Hey.
else specifically we want to talk about the race?
Yes, I love the driver intros on TV.
Yes.
Why do we only do that at Bristol Night Race in this race?
I don't know, man.
That's so trash. I guess the Clash kind of too.
Yeah.
I'm very
I
excited.
love the driver intros.
No, I'm very excited to see all these TV deals next year and see what changes.
I cannot
Yeah.
wait to see what Amazon does.
Amazon and TNT,
It's-
I think,
I
are going to
think-
blow this out of
You
the
heard about
water.
all the Dale Jr. like meeting
Oh, yeah.
already and planning. like,
I don't.
I'm telling you.
Amazon's doing a Dale Earnhardt documentary
I've been
thing.
telling
like-
you, Amazon is hook, line, and sinker on sports right now. They
Yes.
know that's where the money is. If they can provide a good product, they're gonna get. The
I don't
deals.
want to go too far into that because I wanted to talk about that when we get into like the news
fair.
and stuff because there's
No, I'm
other
good with
stuff that'll
Yeah.
tie into that.
Ooh, our news segment. Ooh.
Yes, I don't know how I'm going to do it
My
yet.
baby.
so- Yeah, this is Matt's baby. All right, so this just in.
No, is that it for the race though?
That is. I don't think there's anything else to talk about the race.
Joe Logano wins. Yay,
let's,
short track
let's
winning.
rate it. Out of 1 out
Oh,
of 10.
okay, yeah. Well, we
Ooh,
did,
okay.
didn't we?
I don't want you to rate it. It's gonna be so negative.
It's gonna be super negative. We're 0 for 2 on North Westboro. As much as that hurts me to say.
yeah.
Okay, so we let him
Pains
go
me to
last.
say.
You go first.
You want me to go first? Let's see. Brad didn't win. I
Minus
didn't
2
get
points.
a lot of points. I'm gonna be very biased. I'm gonna give it
No,
a.
stop. Be
No, I'm
unbiased.
just kidding. I'm not gonna be unbiased. I'm not gonna be unbiased.
I'm not gonna be unbiased.
I would say I enjoyed it more than a few races. I'm gonna give it like a 7.2. I know it's high.
That is higher than
I know it's high, but there was a few moments I legitimately moved to the front of my seat, and I was like, oh, they're moving.
Yep.
But it was for like third or
But
fifth.
to what avail?
I know.
So I would
But I
say,
don't want to judge the entire race off of the last 3 laps because that's just not fair.
or the last 10 or whatever you want to say. Yeah, I'd say 6. Because same kind of
A
reasons.
6-0?
6, yeah.
Okay.
6 out of 10. Because my thinking, same thing, is like there was interesting parts about it, like the whole option tire. Like, how's this going to work? What's going to happen? There was
There's
intriguing
a lot
moments.
of things I enjoyed watching. Larson coming up through the field, making the risk, getting the tires. Denny Hamlin coming up through the field.
Kyle Busch
Brad
wrecking by
falling.
himself.
That was interesting. Kyle Busch wrecking. Logano held up front. Blaney was somehow able to hold it, right?
Yeah.
Like he kind of worked his
Bell.
and he started 17th and made it to third or second or third. Like it's an arrow thing. I think it's
Yeah.
an arrow thing and a horsepower thing.
All right, Jake, you can't pick a negative number.
The most exciting thing of the race
You're gonna give it a 1.2.
happened on lap 2. So because of that, I will give it a 2 out of 10.
Ooh. Yeah, that's higher than I
It's
thought.
not about it. The option tire meant nothing.
Yeah, you're right.
It meant nothing.
Yeah.
Whatever the advantage was. I got to give NASCAR credit, right? The NASCAR community credit above Formula One, because when there's an advantage to be found, the nitty gritty detail to like get down and figure that out, like every team figures that out,
Yeah.
not just Ferrari, not just whatever. Like everybody knows the amount of people they have working back at the shop at Charlotte to figure out all the nitty gritty details and running sim. They run a practice session, right? On Saturday?
Really?
No, I'm saying like when do they run practice? Friday night, right?
Friday.
Yeah.
They ran the sims nonstop till the race time. Like the sims don't stop. They have sim drivers that run.
Is
They
it
have
too
they
much?
it's a clock. I mean, probably.
Yeah, but how
Is
do
it
you
too much?
regulate that?
But that's what I'm saying. But like this whole like selection of
regulate
like
their
this
sim
tire,
time.
that tire, it doesn't matter because they're gonna
iRacing's
find,
darn close anyway, and that's on any computer you want.
they're gonna find all those little gritty details and know what is the best selection.
They couldn't
There's
figure
even
out
a
a bump.
conversation, and it's like honestly, it's actually really interesting that it hasn't been brought up more. RCR has said they used some AI technology. This is years ago to determine when is the most optimal time to pit.
Oh, Facebook
There's
Meta.
there's all kind of stuff that nobody even knows anything about when you go to the Cup Series, like different levels of technology. Like they already know what the best decision is. So they already know. Okay, here's the threshold. If we get a caution at this lap, we're switching to this strategy. They already know. So like
Makes sense.
the whole switching tires and two tires, we've done it twice. It's 0 for 2. It doesn't matter. Give them one tire, make it wear.
So
and
why
put
does
it
it
in the
work for
driver's
one
hand.
sport and not another?
So I think the difference is Formula One is very heavily.
Is it the road course
No,
thing?
no, no. It's because I think Formula One, each car is built by the team, and they can have their own designs on it. So the engineering in the car is so when a team finds a secret, they don't let it go. Like remember when at Monaco the one wrecked and they lifted it
The
up,
crane picked it
and
up.
picked it up, and everyone was like, they just lost all their advantage because all of that engineering
was
was
a lie.
underneath. Well, the thing is, they had what happened the next year. Mercedes copied it, so Mercedes copied what Red Bull did, and Red Bull was like, "Heh, joke's on you. We redesigned the whole car anyway, and guess what? It's even faster."
Yeah, that was a lie.
So the problem,
it's
no,
true.
that's 100% what
There's-
happened.
You can design basically whatever you want as long as it looks like an F1 car.
And as long as there
Yeah,
is,
they're
there-
just
Don't
not
quote me on
faster.
that. I know there's rules.
there is-
I don't know
yeah, I
enough
was
about
saying-
it, but basically the sandbox is way bigger
yeah.
than NASCAR.
And so whereas NASCAR's cars are basically, especially now, you basically are given a kit car and you basically have to make that work with adjustments to the suspension and stuff like that.
you ever
It's
seen
a
like
lot less.
you ever seen like the Twisted Sister NASCARs?
Oh my gosh.
They're like the body is like real sideways.
looks like it's a banana.
They're like, this is the optimal race car, and it looks like a crescent moon.
Yeah.
That is like where F1 is. As long as these certain templates fit, you can race it.
It's a square box. It's a
I'm
refrigerator
just, you know what I'm
box.
saying? Like, I don't
It's a
know.
Pinewood Derby car.
I want North
Does it look-
Wilkesboro to be good so bad. So bad.
I think it
But this,
it has
we're
the
0
history
for
to be
2,
good,
man.
but it's just
We're 0 for 2.
yeah. You know what? Tear it
And-
up.
but
Make it.
At
Make
the
it
same
Atlanta.
time, at the same yeah, right. At the same time, I will stand here with you and say super speedways.
They're
if you're
falling.
there-
they're falling fast.
If you are there, it's okay. But if you're watching on TV, they're not good.
yeah.
That's why I'm gonna go to at least probably. I'm gonna go to a 3 for sure, probably 4, because they're better in person.
Yeah, it's not any better watching on TV. I'll tell you,
They're
I
not
watched
very good on TV.
I watched the 500 this year on TV, and I thought it was very mid. You guys loved it.
I loved
but
it.
I
Connected
was-
to the radio and all the strategy, but you can't get plugged in like that, where you're choosing who you want to listen to and this and that. You just
I
can't.
agree.
You just
I
can't
get
do
it.
that on TV.
Yeah, it's not the same. All right, let's actually move on to our new segment, our news.
Breaking news.
There you go. You're going to do it now. This
We
is our
really need a sound effect.
Breaking news.
this just in.
Let's just end.
So this
from
is our
news.
we're going to call this segment our no, that's the whoever wrote it wrong. News car
News car.
was what we were going to call it. So this is our news segment, just some different news that's happened throughout the week. In this case, the last 2 weeks. So there is a lot of things that happened over the last couple weeks. One of the biggest ones probably is Michael McDowell signs with Spire for 2025 on a multi-year deal.
Wild. I don't want to
I
go too
did
far
not
into it.
expect that.
No. I mean, I did. First off, it's an alliance switch, so he's going from Ford to Chevy, right? Signing with I would argue, a worse team, right? Spire is not as good as Front Row right now.
I would agree.
That's what I'm just
Yeah.
going to throw it out there. But it sounds like it's more money. It's a longer deal, and
Stability.
he's looking for stability and to pass knowledge. So, as a veteran in the sport, it makes sense.
I did
I
hear
think Michael McDowell knows he's not going to be walking into championships. I think he knows he's maybe good for one, maybe 2 wins a year, right? But he has a lot of experience, knowledge, car setups, feelings of track, stuff like that. I think he can pass that on, and I think that's a good move.
Yeah, I did hear something, and I don't know if this is true or not, but because I don't remember where I heard it from, but that they think there might have actually been, because of all the charity work he does, there may have been some charitable kind of aspect to
I
it, where
believe it.
maybe Spire has something kind of worked out something. I don't know.
He's huge in that. Children's charities, hospital charities. I mean, I get it. The marketing, the perspective of Michael McDowell, he's a great guy. I mean, it makes sense. I get a lot of that.
Don't agree.
Wait, you don't
Okay,
think he's
go ahead.
marketable?
They already announced it's a multi-year deal.
It's the stability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, and they probably went after him for money to grow their team because they don't have AJ. They can't sell AJ. I'm sorry, we're talking about Spire, not colleagues. Excuse me. They don't have a
Can you
guy.
figure out your next news facts?
Let me back it up. They don't have a guy like an AJ, like a Almirola, like somebody who has consistent
Busch.
sponsorship. A Kurt Busch. That's
Yeah.
the ultimate
Eric
example.
Almirola.
He is probably the best guy to grow a team. Right? He's done it with Front Row.
Sponsorship.
He
and
has
marketing.
sponsorship. He knows how to be that veteran guy. I don't know where I got off on that whole. Sorry,
I don't know what you're talking about.
but anyways,
But he's a veteran who
it's
knows
a
how to
multi-year
communicate.
deal, and
Yeah.
they probably went after him for money. I don't think it has anything to do with anything else.
It may not. I just, like I said that I don't know if
Now,
that's
do
true
you
or not,
think
but
Front Row Motorsports wasn't able to compete with their offer? And
I don't
why?
think the way these NASCAR deals go, you don't have an option. Like when 2311 stole Reddick.
No. RCR did
No,
not
they
want to
had
give him a
they had no
multi-year
clue.
deal.
It was shocking news. What do you mean you're going to 2311? They
Yeah,
didn't know.
well, especially because that one was a year and a half
McDowell
out.
is confirmed on DBC. McDowell did not have a
option.
do not compete clause.
That'll change.
That will
Yeah,
change.
That'll change, especially if they get 4 cars.
You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah,
I get it.
I know. It's interesting just because
it's all about money and stability.
it's just interesting because Spire. I think Spire is right now throwing a lot of money around.
Yeah,
I mean,
are
obviously,
you kidding me, bro?
Yeah, they're throwing a lot of money around, and obviously their team is not showing it now. But if you look at like 2311, RFK, it takes a year or two. It takes a couple of years to really start like, okay, now we're reaping that benefit from all that money, from all that time, from all that work. And so I think maybe in a couple of years, if Spire keeps making some of these big decisions, it could play out for
Is
him.
the 77 ever won?
Ever? Probably not.
71 ever won?
Probably not.
Spire doesn't have a win. Wait. Justin Haley?
Justin Haley has a win, but I don't think it was with Spire.
Was it Spire or colleague?
I
I
couldn't
think
tell
it
you.
was colleague.
He definitely has a win. He won the
It was colleague at
2019.
the 500 or
No,
not the
we
500.
were on the way home, and I remember that. You
I was
were very
upset.
angry.
Like, let somebody get hit by lightning. Let's just watch this friggin' race.
Listen, I think there's something going on with NASCAR where there's lucky numbers. I think Brad's lucky because he's got the 6, and there was a lot of good drivers in that 6 car. I think so. I think so.
I
man.
don't know. So some other
Yeah,
talks.
you tell me when the 77's like the 88. You let me know.
Speaking of the
You can touch
77,
88.
what's going on with Zane? I don't know. I haven't.
He's zaning out, bro.
Zaning out.
I don't think anyone really knows, but I mean, with Zane Smith, he's already pretty much signed up with Trackhouse. I think the real question is what's going on with Daniel Suarez.
Daniel Suarez, SVG. Like, what is Trackhouse doing?
You got a lot of chickens and not a lot of coops. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know.
I mean, well, there was a whole rumor with Trackhouse and colleague combining.
Ain't gonna happen.
But then,
They don't like each other.
what's his name?
Oh, yeah, that helps.
The president,
Matt Colleague.
not Matt Collins, the other guy. Oh my
Chris
God,
Rice.
Chris Rice. Thank you.
Just
He came out and
Chris
said
Rice.
he came out and said that that's not true, and colleagues definitely stand on their own, and they sometimes start rumors just to mess with the whole news rotation. Just
Yeah, but why would you
just-
let that out there?
but because they like when their name kind of falls out of trending and like
Any
they
publicity is
throw
good publicity.
ridiculous rumors out there to get back in the news.
But then you throw out a comment that throws all that away. So it's like, okay, now you're back to nothing. Like,
No. Okay.
You know what I
That's
mean?
a very savage point, but you're not wrong.
like, oh, hey,
Because-
I know
because-
this is what the rumor is. I'm just going to
You
throw
know
it out
why?
there and say no.
Because it extends that people talking about it. Because first people are going to talk about the rumor. Then when the rumor starts to die, then Chris Rice comes out and says, nope, that was false. So now people are talking about Chris Rice's response for another couple days.
I don't think anyone's talking about Chris Rice right now.
Not anymore. This was 2 weeks ago. But I'm just saying.
throwing it out like, if you're just going to dispel all these rumors, I think he's just playing a bluff. I think it's still in the market.
Maybe.
I think he's just like, no, that's not
I
happening.
think until a charter deal happens,
Why would you say?
like
Speaking
Huh?
of,
Why would you say?
well, do we know what's going on with the Chargers? Like
It's
so
locked
far,
in, man.
bro, like the horizon of what the future is so wide.
right?
So I guess we're gonna go to Chargers, right?
Yeah, that's next thing.
So the rumor is
Let's stop saying
NASCAR
that NAS news.
is
News car. This is your
Sorry.
topic.
I like NAS news better.
NAS news
We'll figure it out next week.
Whatever.
eventually.
It's too late.
Yeah,
The
that's true.
rumor is NASCAR has already started sending out agreements to get signed by teams,
Wow, that's ballsy.
right?
Hey, here's your agreement. Good luck next
What I
year.
understand from what I've heard from
Lew-
all
Lewis,
the different
I love
things is basically it's a 7-year extension of the current charter plan. I don't think NASCAR will ever sign off while France family member owns NASCAR. They'll never sign off on permanent charters. Understandably.
If they screw up speedways, I mean, it might not be a France family.
All right, calm down. Anyways, so
Keep
basically
ruining our racing.
it's a 7-year extension with a little bit more money and not a seat at the table so extensively as the teams want.
Right.
And what I understand is a bunch of the lower teams, they're signing off on it.
And that then basically takes away a lot of the leverage the bigger teams have once the lower teams start signing.
I mean, it
So,
sounds like,
some of it, maybe
sounds
not
like
all of it.
the only team really fighting it, from what I've heard, is 2311.
I mean, it makes sense. They got Michael Jordan
What is
and
what
his
does
lawyers.
Hendrick care what a charter's worth?
He does not care.
What
the
does
big
Joe-
three does not care.
What does
No.
Joe Gibbs care?
They don't
No.
care.
They don't care.
What is it? Brad doesn't care.
At the end of the day, they're gonna race 4 cars.
What do the four car teams care? They don't.
They don't. This is a small team fight. At the end of the day, and a proposition to be like, hey, we could fight for more.
Me and you.
Do you
talk-
want to listen? And they no, we don't want to listen.
I agree with the
Valley
teams.
gives
the
me enough
team-
money.
The team should
Penske
get
gives me
paid
enough
more.
money.
The team should get paid more. But the
I agree.
problem is, like with racing, like I don't like sticking ball sports. Like
Go easy.
you can't spend unlimited amounts of money trying to develop a better baseball bat.
Arguably,
The
okay.
the
Maybe.
football that you play with is the same football. You're not allowed to develop a better football. You have to play with this regulation.
Unless you're the
thing.
Patriots.
No, okay. All right,
I mean,
whatever.
come on.
But with racing, you can't. You can't.
Yeah, top alcohol in the
You
cars.
get 99.9%, but you got to figure out how to get 99.91% better than your competition.
I see what
Yeah.
you're saying. In a lot of other sports, it's up to the human aspect. In NASCAR, it's up to the machine.
A lot.
A lot
Yeah.
up to the machine. I mean, you could clearly see. I mean, you put Denny Hamlin in the 51, he's not going to perform as good as the 11. It's just that's how it is.
It's
It's
just
a
how it is.
machine, right? Like at the end of the day, Denny Hamlin will do better than what Haley does, but he's not going to do better than what the 11 does. It's just not going to happen.
Well, it's like to
But
me,
is that
like,
because
if
the
you-
machine, or was that because the people setting up the machine?
It's everything.
It's the
I mean,
same thing. That's
yes.
all
Do you know
about
what they
money.
set tire pressure to now?
No,
12 PSI.
Is it really?
Today
No,
was
no,
12
no, no.
PSI in
Like,
the soft tire.
You
tire.
set it to tenths of a pound.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know
Tenths
that.
of a
Okay.
pound.
Jeez.
My tire gauge don't even have tenths of a pound.
No, most people's don't.
If you got $2,000, we could find you one.
Yeah, we have to build one like the teams.
It's crazy. Hey, you better hope it's accurate. I don't know how you test it.
It's like
Find another one that's accurate.
You better hope that was accurate.
it's like the whole thing too, and they're talking about like the whole spending cap now, right? And that's how
You
oh,
got to
it'd be
explain
great.
that. I don't know too much about the spending cap.
So let's say, okay, let's just give a generic answer. I don't know. Maybe it's 10 million, maybe it's 100 million. I have no idea what teams spend exactly a year or whatever. Let's say it's 10 million a year. That's the spending cap. Well, if you're already Hendricks or Gibbs, you already know considerably more, right? So you're not, if you're a colleague, a Spire, a Stuart Haas right now, you need to spend way more money,
Right.
right? To catch up. So, but if you can't and you hit that cap, you'll never catch up. It'll be just like we have in Formula One
Yeah.
with a spending cap, where Max Verstappen wins every friggin' week. You bet $5 on Max Verstappen, you win 17 cents. That's how assured it. That's how assured it is that he's gonna win.
Worth it.
Nah, it's just like
Money.
the spending cap is not an answer. The problem is with racing, with motorsports, it's a unique business. You don't do it to make money racing. The way you make money in racing is business to business.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Feeding,
It's like the
feeding
whole
it.
Hendrick thing, like what they do, and Joe Gibbs does too. But Hendrick in particular, when you buy a Hendrick's vehicle, it's been serviced with Valvoline oil.
Gross.
When you buy a Hendrick vehicle, it's through Ally Banking. It's the business to business.
It's painted with Exalta paint
100%.
or paint protection, most likely because it comes from Chevy.
100%. You're 100% right.
Yeah.
I bet Chevy's got that contract.
They probably do. They might.
So like the thing is, like the way racing is, it's not a profitable business. I mean, Rick Hendrick is well known for saying, if you want to make a small fortune in racing, you better start with a large one.
You signed Kyle Larson.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, I'm sorry, Alex Bowman.
we're gonna come back. Don't worry.
Small fortune.
Yeah. Let's move on to because this is already going to be a long podcast. We're going to try to get through these. Next one is Race Hub has announced that they are closing up mid-season.
Goodbye. I'm
And
down for
Specifically, it's when their Fox portion of the season ends.
it.
Correct.
That's fair.
It lines
that's
up
fair.
with that.
Yes.
Do y'all watch Race Hub?
No,
No.
Me
absolutely
neither.
not. You know what? I said this weeks ago. Race Hub is the epitome of having it's the epitome of not having post race. They save all that content, all that good stuff. They
For
have
Monday
to
through
drain it out
Friday.
for Monday through Friday, whether it's a clip here or some special there. I'm good with it leaving. Bring something new. I mean, what, you've had 15 seasons, 16 seasons? Like, oh, it's sad. It was the last thing.
Do you
of
like
Speed
the whole
Network.
digital thing they do now?
No,
Me neither.
It's
Don't care.
garbage.
It's a miss.
Everybody knows you're standing in front of a green screen.
I'm gonna be honest,
At
I don't
least make
care
it
either
look
way.
Better.
I don't care either way if it's a green screen or not. It doesn't matter. The
The best thing,
content is what matters, not the look of
and
your
they
studio.
had really good content. There was some really good stuff where they put together like these, like the little video of Mario Andretti, Marco Andretti, Mario Andretti, Mario talking about that was. I mean, that's a Race Hub Fox thing. That was great. There's several like
But
one hot
where did
night.
it hit? Where did I find it? Social media.
Social media.
So that was something I did kind of want to ask you guys. I was thinking about it, went down a rabbit hole, couldn't sleep or something, and I was like, what if this is kind of going into the broadcast now? I'm like, what if NASCAR said, hey, let's do something totally different, and you're gonna say this is ridiculous, but what if they started broadcasting exclusively on YouTube and did YouTube lives? Okay, a free service that anyone can watch.
Are you talking about like little, like 2-minute
No, I'm
skits
saying
or
the-
like a 30-minute?
I'm saying the race is on YouTube, and anyone can watch it for
I'm
free.
not down it. I'm sorry,
But-
not about it because YouTube tried to charge $500 for the NFL.
Okay,
Game Pass.
I'm not talking about that though. I'm just talking
They're
about.
going to charge for it.
But I'm saying just a 3-hour live stream. How much money would they make off of that 3? If you look at some of the top streamers,
Not as much.
I agree with Matt.
Not as much.
It's
Not
an
as
interesting
much.
idea, but you like the
think-
way they make their money is being able to sell commercials.
they'd have to sell them differently.
Listen.
I think.
Yeah, but you don't make money if 5 million people watch the race and you sell your ads for that. That's fine. But what makes money on YouTube is like when, like, say, like a Mr. Beast or somebody else that reaches 30, 40 million. That's where you get your return on investment.
Yeah, but how many other sports are on YouTube that you could watch the whole sporting event? That's my point. Is I think it would grow the audience overall.
I think the
Maybe
companies
not.
are too
I don't know.
greedy. Mr. Beast, he's not that greedy. You know, if we're just gonna throw it out there, he makes his money back and then some to keep going. But he's not Fox, who
It's
has
an
to
interesting
pay.
idea.
It's a very good idea, but
Because if you look at some of the
if
top
that
like
worked,
streamers, they
why
make
would they
like
not do it with NFL?
if you look at some of the top streamers, they're making $1 million a year just in streaming.
But that's one person,
That's
Here's
one
my
person,
problem.
and that's
not an
one.
entire.
That's not
company.
figuring in any marketing deals, any kind of extra stuff they could do.
I just don't
Licensing.
think it's as much.
Here's my thing.
I don't know. It's just
Let's run down this theory, right? This
Yeah.
race was streamed on YouTube. How many people do you know would tune into this race? And if they did, would stay tuned in for the whole race?
this one. Yeah, that's true.
1.5 mil.
That's what I'm saying.
1.5 mil. Is that enough?
But how many people are watching it? Would it be the same?
Maybe two.
The thing
Two?
is, there's a cultural shift that has to happen with racing, where people
Any
have to
sport.
understand. The thing is, like, what made racing so big for a long time in the early 2000s was how incredibly dangerous it was.
Right.
In the last 10 years, people have forgotten how dangerous racing is.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem dangerous. They make these
You were
ridiculous
terrified
crashes.
2 years ago.
Yeah, this car was
You
looking
were
really
terrified.
bad.
You were like, this car is gonna seriously hurt
Go back
someone. And it
10
did.
years ago when we had a couple fatalities in IndyCar.
Yes.
Anytime they race on an oval, like I told you yesterday, part of the whole draw to go to IndyCar is the risk factor is
What's gonna
so
happen?
extreme, and these guys are still going to do it.
Yeah.
It's part of the draw. You know, is the racing better than the Daytona 500? Probably not. But like, the risk factor is so extreme.
It
And these
makes
guys
them,
still do-
makes them more superhuman.
So I think the problem is like there's a disconnect between motorsports and the majority of American culture, and you have to somehow try to figure out how to bring that back. And then when you've done that, when you bridge that gap, then you can go to do anything you want.
Yeah. Because I saw it was funny because people were like saying, I saw people complaining about the Amazon deal. And it's like, oh, yes, now I have to subscribe to a service to watch it. And then I
You
saw
are
someone
ridiculous.
commented, though.
There is
hold on.
almost-
Someone commented and was like, yeah, what the heck how much does cable cost again? Yeah, because you have to have cable to watch the races right now.
Amazon Prime.
You have to have something.
is
It's paid.
$15.
It's paid to
Now
watch
you gotta have
regardless.
cable and Amazon Prime.
I agree.
No,
but
you don't
But
need cable.
the point was you have to pay to watch these extra races. And it's
Here's
you
the
have
real
to pay
thing.
to watch the races now anyway.
180 million people have Amazon Prime
Yeah,
in the United States.
it's a third
It
of
is
America.
And that's
6
basically
weeks.
every adult.
It is
Yeah.
2 months.
So if
30
you're
bucks.
complaining that you don't have Amazon Prime,
Come on, bro.
you probably do.
If not, you know someone that does.
Like the amount of
You
people that
have
don't
Amazon
have
Prime.
Amazon Prime that can legitimately like complain about them not being able to watch the race without subscribing, like
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
you are in the most extreme minority.
yeah. Like I said, ask a friend. You definitely have it.
Someone's got Prime.
So okay, bringing it back to the race hub
180
thing.
million people out of 330.
It's $10 a month. It's only 6 races. It's $20 to watch 6 races.
Yeah,
It's way less than cable.
it is. So anyway, let's go back to Race Hub. Bring this back there. So I think there could be a possibility that this may have something to do with the NBA because
Yeah, you got a weird
So,
conspiracy. going
NBC is trying to, and I think I don't know if it's been a much more confirmed rumor, but I've heard from multiple sources they're
Race
trying to.
Hub
Make,
is on Fox, not NBC.
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
So
on,
NBC,
on.
or sorry, well, actually, yeah, that wouldn't have anything. Never mind. My theory sucks. I forgot that Race
your
Hub was on
theory was them
NBC.
dropping Junior and cutting the last
a few
6 races, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, is this the reason why they're doing
because
it?
NBC is trying to make a play
For
to
like
TNT
$2.6 billion
to get the NBA playoffs and the NBA deal away from TNT and going to
Yeah, yours wasn't
NBC.
about Fox, it was about Junior
Wait a
and-
minute. Isn't the NBA playoffs like in March?
They're right now actually.
Yeah, so NBC covers the last half of the year in the fall. If anything, it's a play to get football games, not NBA.
No, they've
But it could be saving
They're
money,
trying to get the NBA contract. TNT broadcasts games through the whole year, so they're trying to. Their ploy, I think, is trying to pull the games, those games, away from TNT because now TNT is trying to go back into NASCAR. I think there might be a switch coming, is what I'm saying. I think you might
I don't
see
know nearly enough about NBA to
I
make
just
a comment.
well,
I
like
guess.
some of the biggest NBA, one of the biggest NBA shows around the NBA has Shaq, Charles Barkley. Like
It's a
all those
great
guys.
show.
It's a
I don't
great
even
show.
watch NBA, and it's a fun show to watch.
That's a great show, and TNT they're in danger of losing it because NBC might come in with a bigger offer.
That'd be like Kevin Harvick, Tony
still
Stewart,
watch the
and
NBA?
Junior all sitting there.
Only when my team plays, which is not anymore, unfortunately.
I can't watch it, bro,
Why?
because the fake I got hit.
Oh, well, that depends on the.
I can't,
depends.
bro.
Oh, you're
Literally-
watching the Laker game. Stop
I mean,
watching
you
the
just
Lakers.
watch Kyle Busch get
No,
that.
that's just
He's
bro.
like, "Oh,
like
I
we
got
literally
hit."
watched a fist fight tonight in NASCAR.
Yeah, I agree.
Same thing with hockey. I love it. Real fist fights.
Poor Bob.
No like fake.
I will say.
he pushed me hard.
I will say.
Penalty.
Depends on
I
which.
can't,
It
bro.
depends on the team you're
Same
that are
with
playing.
soccer. I can't do it.
No, soccer's really bad. But I will say playoffs totally different. Playoffs they kind of let them
Whatever.
play a little harder. But yeah,
no playoffs tonight. We had a fist fight.
I agree. Look, this wasn't even
for,
a real
for
race,
22nd.
and this wasn't even a real race.
for
Like
30th.
this is an exhibition. All right, so let's go on to the next thing. Obviously, Junior signed with TNT for broadcasting, as well as Amazon, I believe. So he's with both
Yes.
now. So that's pretty cool. I'm definitely excited for that.
It sounds like he's some kind of really executive partner in that. So he's gonna have a lot of pull, and they're gonna really lean on him to
Good.
build their broadcast system.
The guy knows what he's talking about. Just
yeah,
listen
I'm
to him.
excited about that. I just like we kind of hinted on it earlier. I hope he just comes and changes the game entirely.
Agreed.
I'm gonna be honest. I hope they bring a lot of SRX, like energy.
Yeah,
They had
Oh,
some
yeah.
good energy.
you know,
at
it'd be the
SRX.
perfect booth. Dale Jr. and Alan Bestwick.
Yes,
Perfect.
I've seen
Goated.
so,
It's
Bring
over,
it.
so
Right.
many people have said those two. It's like just
bro.
get
It would be the best.
yeah.
Are you
There's
kidding?
some others that you could throw in there just as like a side, but those two main, yeah.
That would
Yeah.
be like, bro. That would be so good.
That would be great. All right, another thing is we have Bowman Gray is very likely looking to be the new place for the Clash. So what do we think about that? What do you guys think?
Trash.
Really?
Daytona.
I mean,
I'm never gonna let it go.
Honestly,
fair enough.
there's big rumors that next year it's going to be at Daytona because they need a year to figure things out.
I
No.
feel
I
like-
haven't heard it. I've heard.
I
It's
feel
going to
like-
Oh no,
Bowman
I
Gray
heard
next year.
1 year. I want to say it was like 2 weeks ago off of the teardown. They said 1 year we'll be back at Daytona as like a filler, and then it'll be at Bowman Gray.
I wanted to be at Daytona so bad, but if these guys run wide open for 80 laps,
Why?
it's gonna suck.
Why?
It's gonna suck.
Yeah.
So like, as much as I wanted to be at Daytona, I guess we might as well just go to Bowman Gray and tear a bunch of stuff up. Anyways,
if we're gonna
whatever.
do a Clash like the Clash at the Coliseum, Bowman Gray does make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
It's closer.
yeah,
It's in the
better,
market.
It's better than
closer
the
for the
freaking
teams.
stadium.
They save a lot of money. It's in the market where people want to watch it.
It's local.
LA Coliseum, everyone who's watched NASCAR knows this. It has not sold out. The first year was great. The second year was mid. This year kind of sucked.
Well,
There-
some of that was the weather this last year.
Bro,
Still,
the
bro.
main attendee to do the concert didn't show up.
Oh, yeah, I think that's right.
You remember MGK?
Yeah,
He
didn't
just
show-
didn't show up. And they're like, oh, I guess he's not here. Okay, we'll just do like something.
That
I don't
was
remember
right.
what
I
they
forgot
did.
about that.
He didn't even show
Don't
up.
forget, Shaq also canceled.
I don't remember Shaq.
Oh, he was DJ.
Skid or what? Not DJ Skid. DJ. what's
DJ
it-
Diesel.
Yeah.
Diesel. Yeah, that's right. I forgot his
Bro,
name.
I mean, they literally live. They literally
Wrong DJ.
They literally live in LA and they
same.
didn't show up. Come on.
Yeah.
That screams don't show back up. We're done with this.
Like the only reason why LA's numbers look so good is because the population is so high. Like
Yes.
I don't know, bro. What are we doing over there?
They should do
Trying to
tickets
get-
sold
trying to
versus
get-
population. It would be under 1%.
They're trying to get
It would be horrible.
a new market, new fans.
I get that.
Whatever. They're not.
We can do it somewhere
That's your
else.
biggest market, and your fans aren't showing up.
No.
Yeah.
That should be the easiest sellout all year.
And
Ever.
You can't
to
even
be fair,
sell
wasn't the
40,000
wasn't the
tickets.
first year also the year of the Super Bowl? This when the Super Bowl was in LA.
Yes.
So you had a bunch of people in town
Already
anyway.
there. It was the Rams game, yeah.
Yeah, that was
I think all that market thing. I think it's all BS, dude.
They're trying different things. I mean, I don't fault them for it, but
There's no
I'm
way.
glad it's not
There's no
like-
way the biggest market for NASCAR is freaking California, bro. Get out of here, dude. I've been to California.
ridiculous.
Ain't no race fans over there.
No,
Well, they're in Sonoma. There's like
Maybe.
4 of them.
I think that's just wine people that show up and they're like, "Oh, there's cars here."
It's all of Daniel's amigos. Like all of that's
Bro.
it.
They're not even gonna go to
Why are
Sonoma
you
this
trying
year.
to play footsie with me, bro?
Bro, I'm just moving my
Stop.
shoe. Chill. Don't get excited over
I'm
there.
getting
Okay,
uncomfortable.
I could tell. Don't get
So
excited.
Bowman Gray, you were saying, yeah.
It's gonna be cold, bro.
It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be weird.
You know, I don't like all the
They're gonna sell
NASCAR
out.
personalities talking about like, oh, it's gonna be cold, like we shouldn't go. Like, bro, football plays in the snow. Like,
Freezing
they
snow.
can race
Like,
in the snow.
like,
Put some
come
chains the
on, bro,
cars. They'll be
tighten
fine.
up. Let's go.
They're
Who
just
cares if
trying
it's cold? How many times we've been in Daytona and it's been 30 degrees?
They'll be fine.
Like, come on, bro, shut
Idiot.
up.
I've never been colder than the one time we went to the Clash. I think it was the last Clash.
When we camped,
We camped
oh
that one time.
my God.
I've never been colder.
It wasn't the last one. It was like 1 or 2 before.
Yeah, I've never been
it was
colder in my
26
life.
degrees at night.
Yeah,
That
with
was
20-mile-an-hour
freezing.
winds.
The vortex was real.
Tent camping.
Whew. I was in a car. Matt's air mattress deflated in his truck.
My butt was so cold.
Nah, but it's just like, I mean, how many times me and you been to a truck race and it was 34 degrees?
Last year was cold.
Would you?
This year was cold.
Would you not go?
Of course. We were there.
No, I'm saying, would you not go? Or would you go?
As a driver, as a fan, what are we talking about? I'm
No, if
going
it's-
no matter
if-
what.
Okay, that's all. That's what
I'm
matters.
saying.
Okay,
If it's
yeah,
34
I'll be
degrees,
there.
we're going blankets,
Yeah.
everything, extra jacket. Like,
Hand warmers.
who
extra
cares
pair
if
of
it's a little
boots.
extra cold in in
Bring in
Bowman
some
Gray Stadium? Like,
tacos.
let's go.
I don't
bro.
think it
My
matters.
beer's not gonna get warm. I'm fine.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
actually-
your drink's automatically
You don't have
cold.
to. You're cooler. You don't have to bring ice. You just
Nah,
leave
you
it
just
open.
Leave it open.
I don't know. I'm so tired of the NASCAR industry.
They
like,
definitely
basically
kinda dog that.
crying about the cold. Like, get over it, bro. Like,
Yeah, it's just they gotta whine about something, right?
Always.
I mean, if it snows at Bristol, I mean, you're kind of legit there.
If
but-
everyone's happy all the time, I mean, there's no news. So
Fair
do
enough.
we have snow tires?
we will.
Should we look into that?
I mean,
I
probably
think the treaded tire counts.
take a treaded tire and just drill a bunch of screws into it. And now you've got snow
Destroy
tires.
the racetrack. But they on Bowman Gray they skid on it with like metal plates, so I'm sure screws would be fine.
Probably. All right, let's move on to rumor mill. Silly season with SHR. There's all kinds of crazy theories.
I don't think SHR knows what's happening with SHR. Basically, nobody shows up at the race shop. There's no owners. Kevin Harvick kind of alluded to that this week.
That was wild.
There's a difference between 2 charters are for sale versus the entire industry's for sale. Gene Haas is nowhere to be found.
to one car.
I'm
being for
shocked the
sale.
drivers show up every week. I don't know what.
I can't even tell you what
Gene.
Gene Haas looks like.
No, I couldn't either.
I imagine he's like a Ryan Newman kind of type. Maybe a little fatter because he's Gene Haas, but like a Ryan Newman fatter. big old belly,
Oh my god. Okay.
but looks like Newman.
So yeah,
Big forehead.
Of course.
but there's that rumor.
Not, if you have the last name Haas, you gotta have a big forehead.
That's the requirement.
That's the requirement, man. Oh, you know that guy over there with the billboard? That's Haas.
Oh my God.
He don't pay me. I don't care.
So the rumors of Priest being out, them selling one charter, and maybe them combining with Front Row.
Oh my god, it's all over the
There's
place.
so many rumors there.
It's all, and I don't think,
I think
anything will be.
front row becoming a tier 1 partner is pretty telling.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild. So
you
they're
can't
gonna
have
be on,
RFK, Stuart Haas, and front row all tier 1s.
and Penske.
And
Oh yeah, we
Penske.
forgot
Oh my
about that.
God.
We forgot
And
about
Penske
Penske.
just
You
won
can't
today.
have 4 tier 1s.
No,
So they're
There's no way.
They're dropping
No.
SHR.
you
then.
can't even really have 3.
Here's my bold prediction. SHR is not here next year.
No, they're gone.
Furniture Row buys 2, Trackhouse buys 2. Charters.
Spicy.
You think they buy? Well, Trackhouse needs to because they
Well,
got too many drivers.
Furniture Row, so that would be at 4. So basically, Ford's just losing two
Two.
cars.
Yeah.
That's sad.
What other Ford team can buy it? RFK maybe. There's
Penske,
not enough
give 'em
Ford.
five.
There's not enough.
I don't
Ford,
I don't
there's not
see
enough
RFK
Ford
buying
guys
one.
in the pipeline.
Wood Brothers.
Oh, jeez.
Wood Brothers.
3-car team.
They're bringing back
Yeah,
Matty
because
D.
they really need to bring another car in because they're doing so good right now.
I don't blame the car. I blame the driver.
I'm telling you, they need to boot out Harrison
Well,
Burton and
that's
bring
that's
back.
another room we didn't have it in there. Is just Harrison Burton apparently is gone.
Gone. Thank God. Get his money and
Did
his
he race
lack of
this week?
talent out. Yes, he did.
When?
He was right there next to Skinhead. I'm sorry, Cindric. Austin Cindric.
As he wrecked.
What? He's bald.
I mean,
That's close enough.
no. Okay.
Oh my God!
We're getting.
Did he finish last in the Open?
Yes, I think so.
No, Cindric did.
Who?
Cindric.
Oh.
Well, he wrecked.
Yeah, but he's still last.
Now I don't know.
All right. So do we? Okay.
Go ahead. Do you think?
Okay. So there's also, we kind of talked about this on our pre-show. New OEM and different engine builds, hybrids in the talk.
Yeah.
So
sounds like maybe a 6-cylinder kind of turbo or something like that.
'Cause that's-
Maybe.
an I could see Ford really pushing their EcoBoost,
I thought they'd be able to jump back and forth, but
Maybe.
Jake's like, no, you're locked down to it
which
for
I
the
think
whole year, which I think that's kind of wild. But
I think it'd be more interesting if they said NASCAR said, hey, look, you got a super speedway engine, you got an intermediate engine, and you got a short track engine, or a road course. Maybe throw that short track in as the same one.
yeah, like why not?
Then
That
you
makes
could
sense to
see
me.
maybe some manufacturers doing some different things.
But
that
that
might be interesting.
increases your cost in engines.
It does.
And the whole thing with NASCAR
That's
is, let's
fair
cut
enough.
costs.
Fair
So,
enough.
Whatever. I don't know.
I don't know what that answer might be, but I don't know. I think it'd be very interesting to have different engines and maybe you have a 6-cylinder with a hybrid system, versus a V8 or maybe twin turbo V6 or I think it's interesting. I think it just brings more variety.
So what I understand is it sounds like it's gonna be a lot, and we talked about this in the podcast and basically, or earlier podcast, and basically say the same thing. It sounds like it's gonna be a lot like the body. You're gonna have a sandbox. You can have your own design. You can have your shape as long as you fit within these guidelines. As long as your horsepower is within this window and your torque is within this window and your whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
So you'll be allowed to have a 4-cylinder, a 6-cylinder, turbo, no turbo, V8. You'll be able to play within the sandbox as long as you stay within such and such parameters.
Right.
That's what it sounds like. That's the future of NASCAR.
The 4-cylinder turbo at a super speedway is going to be wild.
What?
And they're all going 150 laps without fueling. And then the last 20 laps, they got to
That would be really interesting.
A 4-cylinder hybrid system, and they're just like, listen, we're gonna make this. We're gonna do the whole race and not pit.
Well, I think that would
We call this
come
the
down
T-Rex
to
2.0.
if your fuel mileage is way better, they would probably shrink the fuel cell for certain manufacturers.
Maybe
They're going to keep everybody close.
I don't know. I just think NASCAR is going to change dramatically within the next 2-3 years. It's
I think
almost going
there's
to be
definitely going to be a couple big changes.
huge changes.
But I think the racing should probably stay pretty similar. It's not like something's going to happen. All of a sudden, Honda comes in and they have an extreme advantage on fuel mileage and win every race. That's not going to happen.
no.
NASCAR won't
Never
let it
say
happen.
never.
There's no
I
way.
never thought they'd be fuel saving at Daytona, and they go 170 miles per hour.
They've been doing that for years.
Not
type
like
of-
what it's at.
I would agree.
Yeah, a type of saving anyway. Jake, do you want to go on your rant for Fox? I mean, I know you rant on
That's
about
probably
Fox.
old.
Oh,
What
it
is
could
it?
be
Some of these notes are way
commercials
old,
and before
bro.
the start of stage 2. So
I
that's
just leave that
definitely
in
old.
there permanently. Honestly,
Fox
there was
nostalgia.
actually a really good long run, couple times, with no commercials.
They
I'll
weren't-
go
they-
to Fox.
I feel like they
Honestly,
weren't
I
that
feel
bad.
like there wasn't really anything that Fox did that was like so offensive.
aggressive.
No, actually,
There's
yeah,
a few wrecks where they're like, "Oh, they're wrecking in turn 1," and they just didn't show
didn't
it.
show it, or then they
Yeah.
comment, or
That's
the
about it.
zooming in.
Typical
I don't
crap.
know if it was y'all. I've never really noticed the zooming in was as bad. This week felt really bad.
See, really, I don't mind now it's short track.
I see.
It was
They
Mitch,
zoomed
bro.
in a lot.
I don't know what Mitch is doing. He keeps zooming in on weird stuff.
Practicing for under commercial.
He was circling some guy's butt last week.
No, it was Clint Boyer.
Oh, sorry, Clint.
That was really funny. So anyway, that's kind of the just random news. I'm trying to think. Is there any other news that happened over the last couple of weeks that we?
I mean, I'm sure there's something we're missing, but I can't think of
I
it.
can't
right
think of
now.
anything.
There was so much the last 2 weeks.
Oh,
my
it was
gosh.
aggressive.
Yeah. Of all the weeks to not do one.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right. So let's move on. Do we have a question of the week?
I don't think so.
Oh, geez. Okay. This is going to wrap up quick. Where are we at next week?
Oh, one other news thing I just thought about.
We'll be at Indy.
Phoenix is back next year. As
Oh,
a
yeah,
championship
yes.
race.
Well, they pay
Gross.
for it, so
That
pay
was
to win
that was
now.
actually a huge news
Pay
thing
to
that
win
was
now,
revealed.
so.
Which kind of makes sense because that is what they do for like Super Bowls and All-Star games and
That's all
other
fine.
sports.
It's just interesting how that's been a thing for a while and
nobody knew?
Nobody knew.
Yeah, that is
France
a little
family knew.
I love how Denny
They
Hamlin's
didn't
like.
say nothing.
I love how Denny Hamlin's like. Yeah, apparently Phoenix is getting paid and we don't see a single penny. Blah blah blah. Like, bruh, stop.
He just wants more money. He's greedy.
I think
He is
I've
greedy,
seen all the
bro.
cars he
You
keeps.
seen his house, bro?
He's fine. That's
He needs a bigger garage for his wins.
what happens when you lease everything. I don't know.
Anyways,
Yeah. So where are we at next week?
I don't even know.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
Coke
we'll
600.
be at Indy.
Oh, it's the Coke 600. Yep.
Good luck.
8500.
Good luck with the Charlotte. We'll try to watch it from afar. I'm
Yeah.
trying to look
You
for
got it,
Twin
right?
Peaks or
Yeah,
something
sure.
around.
Just you on the podcast.
That's
No.
gonna be.
I think the plan is to do the podcast on Monday, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
oh
well,
yeah, because
we are
it's
gonna
tomorrow.
we're gonna be dragging.
All right, so we are set to fly back in at like Monday at 8 a.m. So maybe sleep Monday. It's Memorial Day. I mean, we could do the podcast whenever.
I say we do it as soon as you guys get back
Oh
home.
God!
Just
We get. I think our
Hello, everyone.
plane lands at what 6 in the morning.
yes, just come. We'll
All
come
right,
right
so
here.
just to detail this because I don't know if we have.
You have, but go for it because it's next
We
week.
leave Saturday at what 10?
10.
Land at Indy at noon.
So probably airport by 8 a.m.
Yep. Get to Indy at noon, do all the things, walk around downtown, watch the parade, whatever.
The goal is to
whatever we
find a
can
brick.
do. No, don't say that out loud. That's a secret mission.
Oh. I mean, it's
not
in a
anymore.
river. I
If
don't
we're
think it's
successful,
really a big
there
deal.
may be a brick right here.
I don't think it's a big deal. It's in a river.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to get them.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, I thought this was. I mean, they did a whole.
Shut up, Matt.
just stop talking.
You'll know if we're successful.
We
next
will
week.
be at a parade.
Nowhere else.
The black.
No, the plan is
Parade.
land Saturday at noon, go to the parade, hang out for a little bit, find a bar, watch the Xfinity race,
Yep.
get back to our hotel, sleep for 3-4 hours, wake up, go to Waffle House.
Yep.
Right next to our hotel. We picked a hotel next to a Waffle House. This is all planned.
I wanted grits.
Get an Uber at 5 o'clock in the morning to the racetrack to watch the fireworks and the cannons go off at 6 a.m. Find something
Yep.
to do at the
No,
racetrack.
hold on. The funnier thing that I think is going to be funny is that guy is an Uber driver that's driving at 5 o'clock in the morning. He's going to be used to having like all the drunks and everything that are just like done for the night, and then he's going to get you guys are like, "Hey, what's going on?" Like all bright eyed and
Oh, we
everything.
forgot about the plan.
it's the day
when
of
we
the
land. We
500.
gotta
He
find.
knows
We
exactly
gotta.
what's
We
going
gotta.
on.
We gotta find a store because certain stores are closed on Sundays. So we gotta find a store
What is this?
so we can eat our Waffle House and have our beverage in the morning.
Yes.
So nothing will be that different.
You know what
That's
race
true.
days are like.
That's fair enough.
You know how we got to start.
I know how a day has to be started.
Jaeger
yes.
bomb. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm a lord.
5 o'clock.
get to the racetrack by hopefully 5:45. Watch all the stuff. Do all the things. Buy a bunch of merch we don't need.
Yep. Throw it in a backpack.
Watch the race.
with my toothbrush.
Leave the racetrack. Find another bar to watch the Coke 600, and then we have to get back to the airport by 2 o'clock in the morning because our flight leaves at like 3 or 4 in the morning, and we get home at like 7 o'clock on Monday.
You might be able to get some sleep.
The
on plane.
36 hours of Indy.
36 hours of Indy.
It'll be the most ridiculous trip we've ever done.
I'm
Hopefully,
already tired.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. As much as I want to go to Indy, I don't know if I could do all that.
the plan is
I think
we're,
that-
hey, okay, we're there for 2 days and renting a hotel for one,
That's
and
the
we're not
scariest
getting a rental car.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah. Oh, how far is your hotel from the track?
Have you ever
30
seen
minutes.
Have you ever seen planes, trains, and automobiles?
Yes.
Maybe similar.
Might
It should be. It should be. I think me and Matt were talking about we're gonna do some Instagram live. We're gonna do some different stuff while we're there. If you're there, man, hit us up. We would love to say hi. That would be pretty incredible.
I think
Like,
Jen will be there. Maybe.
probably. She's probably like on.
If I
like,
say
the
Noah
5
Gregson
car.
will be there, do you think Jen will be there?
Probably. It should be a pretty epic
It'll
weekend.
be wild.
Yeah.
36 hours of Indy.
Saturday to Monday. I'm gonna get as much sleep as I can Sunday.
Try to bank it in.
We land at Indy at 1, and we are gone by like 3 in the morning.
On Monday.
Yeah,
It's wild.
crazy. It's actually not. We say 36, but it's like 38, 39 hours. at
Yeah,
Indy.
36 sounds better.
Yeah,
So
Well,
It's
the
gonna be
plan
the fastest trip.
was to get 2 nights of hotels, but Jake's like, we could just do one night, party, and then just get a really nice hotel for that one night. And I'm like, that sounds fine.
right next to a Waffle. Well, I was like, we gotta get breakfast. What's open that early? And Matt's like, Waffle House. They're always open 24/7. I was like, really? He's like, they only shut down in a Category 5 hurricane. I was like,
and
"Perfect."
how do we know that? Because we're from Florida. So we know.
like,
The
well, let's
Waffle
do
House
it.
standard is real.
What's really funny, let's just get off on a total side note here. We're like driving to Bristol, and me and Matt drive by this random Waffle House. Totally random. We're like, I'm pretty sure we've eaten there before.
Yes.
True enough.
The reason I know that's the first Waffle House I've ever had grits at. And they threw grits in a bowl with bacon and a slice of American cheese and melted it. And I was like, this is the greatest thing
We
in the
can't
world.
get into the whole story, but it's like legit so random that we drove by this Waffle House. We didn't drive straight to Bristol. Like the fact that we went way out of the way to
We
go
took
see
one exit.
friends and like all this different stuff. And I missed an exit, all this different stuff.
And
We're like,
oh, I've
hey,
been here.
Didn't we go here?
I think we ate here once.
Listen, I've been in Tennessee 2 times and I've been on the same road twice. That's weird.
We were only 2 hours away from the racetrack and somehow
weird.
crossed the same Waffle House.
Yes, it's weird.
Listen, NASCAR does some weird things like that sometimes.
Them weird stats, them NASCAR stats.
Yeah, you just never know.
Crazy.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I don't know what we're gonna do here, like locally, if we're gonna meet up and watch, like the race or anything, or what.
We're going to watch Monaco from a Waffle House.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning.
I love that because
If that's not on your bucket list, like, we can't
know.
be friends, bro.
What are you doing,
Like,
bro?
I'm not gonna lie. Watching Monaco from a Waffle House is quite possibly the most American thing you could ever do. Like,
Let's watch Max Verstappen win from a Waffle House in
If-
Indianapolis.
You just hope they walk in with the trophy. Are we at the right one?
Oh, my gosh.
all right, guys, it's been fun. Obviously, we had a lot to talk about. We will see you guys next week at some point when these guys wake up. Take it easy. Have a good week. We'll see y'all then.
See ya.
On Motorsports Christmas.